I really got no words. I really got no words because that was the dumbest, funniest walk off I've ever seen in my goddamn life. You can't even get excited about that. You just sit there and laugh. Like that really just happened. That really just happened. My God, my God, that is the most baseball thing ever. That is the most Phillies thing ever. Uh, yeah, yeah, it definitely happened. So what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports. The Phillies, they win a game against the Boston Red Sox. They win the first game of this 3-game set. They walk it off in extra innings thanks to catcher's interference with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 10th inning with nobody out. Yeah, that happened. It really did happen. In a game where Zach Wheeler definitely was not himself, but he still managed to go 6 innings, quality start from Zach Wheeler. Just ho hum 6 inning 2 earned run, 10 strikeout performance. Just a ho hum day for Zach Wheeler. That's Zach Wheeler at his worst. That really what it was. But Phillies offense, they made a washed Walker Buehler look fantastic. Him going 7 innings. Bryce Harper had a lot of doubles in this game. And did he only come around the score like once in this game? I think he came around the score once in this game. But Bryce Harper, he is swinging a good bat. But besides that, Phillies really didn't look good, which is not shocking in the say the slightest. They only had 7 hits in this game. Bryce Harper had 2 of those. Yeah, it definitely was ugly. It definitely was ugly. It was more of the same uninspired offense. And right now, Bryce Harper is carrying the freight. Yeah, Kyle Schwarber didn't do anything today, but, he'll eventually have a home run in the next few days or so to make us all feel better about him. And I don't feel bad about Kyle Schwarber whatsoever. It's just, just one guy in the lineup doing most things. Yeah, Nick had an RBI in this game. JT had an RBI in this game as well. It was actually back-to-back RBI hits, was very shocking. I didn't know you can string together consecutive RBI hits with this Phillies lineup. It was definitely that shocking. I was not expecting that whatsoever, but it did happen. Bullpen was actually very good for you today. Tanner Banks, he had a walk, but he had 2 strikeouts as well. Kerkering, he allowed 1 hit, but he got out of his situation. Matt Strahm walked 1 with 2 outs, but he forced it to extra innings. And then you brought in Lazar in the top of the 10th with the ghost runner on. And I'm very shocked because he was falling behind in the count to Duran. He came back, some nasty pitches, struck him out. Got the second out. And then he struck out Anthony on a very nasty pitch. He had 2 strikeouts in that top of the 10th inning without allowing the ghost runner to score. And I was basically thinking to myself, okay, how is the Phillies offense going to fuck this up? How is the Phillies offense going to find a way to not score in the bottom of the 10th inning? Because that's what basically we were all thinking. We were all thinking that. How are the Phillies going to screw up this situation? Thankfully, they didn't. And that's more based on the Red Sox pitcher that they brought in, Jordan Hicks, because yikes. Dude comes in with a 6+ ERA. Otto Kemp's the first batter. Obviously, the Phillies have the ghost runner, which was Brandon Marsh at the time. Otto Kemp squaring up the bunt and does not throw him a strike. So Kemp walks on 4 pitches trying to bunt. So that happened. And then during the Max Kepler at bat, there was a wild pitch which allowed both runners to advance. And then they intentionally walked Max Kepler. In what universe are you intentionally walking Max Kepler? Which is hilarious to even say that. And then Edmundo Sosa comes up. He actually fell behind 2-0 in the count, which I was honestly thinking to myself, oh God, is Sosa going to strike out and then somehow Turner and Schwarber are not going to do anything to score a run to walk this game off? Those are the thoughts that creep in my head because it's this Phillies team. But Sosa, on, a ball that was outside, he tried to offer at it. He didn't swing fully, but his bat connected with the glove of the catcher, and umpires had to review it. They go to New York and all of that crap, and then they eventually call it catcher's interference. And the run automatically comes home to score. And that's how the Phillies walked this game off. That is the funniest, saddest walk-off I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And Franco says it right here in the chat. That is the first first walk-off catcher's interference since 1971. Yeah, this shit don't happen often. It definitely don't. And of course, it's the Phillies to do that because why the hell not? This team can't hit walk-off home runs. They can't get hits in extra innings. So why not? You got a pitcher on the mound for the Boston Red Sox that can't hit the strike zone, and then you get catcher's interference rewarded right there. That is the pure Philliest way to walk this game off. That is just funny. It's sad, but it's sad that you walked it off like that. Because even with a walk, like if they got a single, if they did something like, yeah, I would have felt better about it because, oh, well, you actually found a way to win. You got it. You walked off on a catcher's interference. Because, like I said, I had the lingering doubts in the back of my mind. How are they going to fuck up bases loaded with nobody out? And, that's what I was thinking. But yes. Win is a win at the end of the day. Blah, 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 blah. All of that stuff. It's the same shit, really, that we talk about every single recap. His offense is not good enough. His offense is not good enough. What more can we say? You really can't say anything more. Because when you look at Zach Wheeler, he gives up a leadoff home run to the first batter of the game in Duran. It's 1-0 Boston. Wheeler with the pitch count, throwing a lot of pitchers, early. I believe it was around 50-plus pitches after the third inning. He battled. He worked his way through a lot of jams. He was getting out of a lot of jams. Trey Turner, surprisingly, was playing spectacular defense in this game. Honest to God, the one of the earned runs that Wheeler did allow should have been an unearned run because Kemp bobbled the ball at third base. So that should have been an error in an unearned run for Zach Wheeler. So he really should have had one earned run on his stat sheet tonight, but I digress. It's still only 2 earned runs on the stat sheet, so that's not going to really harm Zach Wheeler's numbers any way, shape, or form. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 10-plus strikeouts. That's when Zach Wheeler doesn't look at his best. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane how good Zach Wheeler is. It really is. Seriously. And he didn't even walk anybody. And he was struggling and it looked like he was struggling a lot with today's game. So good for Wheeler. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 10 strikeouts on 105 pitches, ERA at 2.39. Tanner Banks, like I said, Kerkering, Strom, Lazar, they all do their thing. Your pitching was fine today. Your pitching was good. Your bullpen was good. They kept you involved. Lineup-wise, like I said, you only had 7 hits in this game. Trey Turner 0 for 3 with a walk. Schwarber 0 for 4. Harper 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. Castellanos 1 for 4 with an RBI single. JT with an RBI single. Brandon Marsh 1 for 4. Kemp 0 for 3 with a walk. Kepler 1 for 3, surprisingly, and also an intentional walk, which is still very hilarious to say. Bryson Stott 0 for 2. Then eventually Edmundo Sosa came in when the Red Sox brought in lefties from the bullpen, and Sosa, in his first at bat, was facing Aroldis Chapman. So that's one way to come into the ball game, facing a flamethrower like that, and he got a single. Phillies didn't do anything after that, but one way to come into a ball game. They went 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position. The Red Sox went 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, so that's crazy. If you're just going through this game, really, did the Phillies really have many chances? I would say bottom first, Harper with the 2-out double does not come around the score. Bottom of the second inning, Marsh had a 1-out single. Kemp grounded into a double play to end the inning. Bottom 3, Kepler with a leadoff single. Then Turner grounded into a double play to end the inning. Bottom 4 was when you did score the 2 runs. Harper with the 1-out double. Castellanos with a single. He advanced to second base on a passed ball. Then JT drove him home with a single. So JT did go to second base on a stolen base though, but Kemp was not able to drive him home. Bottom 5, Turner with a 2-out walk. Nothing happened there. Sox tied it in the 6th. Bottom 6, you go down 1, 2, 3. Bottom 7, you go down 1, 2, 3. Bottom 8, after the Sosa leadoff single, nothing happened there. So yeah, realistically, you really didn't have many. Bottom of the 9th inning was struck at the side, and yeah, it's just bottom 10. Kemp with the walk. Then they both advanced on the wild pitch, second and third base. Kepler eventually gets intentionally walked, and then you get the catcher's interference run. That is just hilarious. Seriously. Walker Buehler today, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 of those earned, 1 walk and 4 strikeouts on 89 pitches. Yeah, Walker Buehler had a 6+ ERA coming into this game. It's down to 5.72. Walker Buehler is washed. He should not be going 7 innings. Just is what it is with this Phillies team. Keep telling us that this offense is good and dandy, Dave Dombrowski. Man. Rob Thompson postgame says, there's 2 things this year that I've never seen before in 40 years. One is a walk-off inside the park home run, and the other is a walk-off catcher's interference. Yeah, that makes sense. And both of those happened to the Phillies. Yeah. Phillies were the ones that did the walk-off catcher's interference. Obviously, Jordan Romano with the walk-off fucking inside the park home run that he allowed to the Giants. Fun. I still laugh that fucking Max Kepler got intentionally walked. Like, was it really that big of a deal to intentionally walk Max Kepler? What did you really need to intentionally walk Max Kepler? The Red Sox basically just handed you the game in the bottom of the 10, honest to God. That's what they did. That's realistically what they did. What else is there? The Mets were losing to the Angels, but then they tied it, and then the bottom of the 7th inning, they had bases loaded. They tied it at 5. Now they're winning 7-5. So yeah, it's important that you did win the game. To the people in the Brodes Discord chat that kept bringing up, oh, the Mets are losing. Oh, the Mets are losing. Oh, the Mets are losing. That's why it don't matter. It don't matter. I just found that funny. After today, what, you're 57-43 on the season, and you'll still most likely be a half game up on the Mets after today's game. Yep, you most likely will be. And yeah, that's all that it is. That's all that there is. And in terms of the pitching matchups for the rest of this series, I know Christopher Sanchez is pitching tomorrow. I know that's the case. He will be going up against Richard Fitz, 1-3 with a 4.28 ERA. Looks like he is a bullpen guy converted starter, from the looks of it. No, 6 innings. Okay, so probably, unless he was injured, then he came back, then he got injured again, or he went on a couple of stints. I have no idea. From the looks of it, there's like a lot of gaps between his starts. So it's either he's been injured a little bit this year, or he's been up and down. I don't know. I don't follow Red Sox baseball, so I don't know. So Christopher Sanchez obviously will be the pitcher tomorrow. His first start after the All-Star break. And then tomorrow is going to be Jesus Luzardo against Lucas Giolito. Or Wednesday, actually, not tomorrow. Wednesday, Jesus Luzardo, Lucas Giolito. He is 6-2 with a 3.59 ERA. So, yeah. We'll see. And, of course, I'm going to Wednesday's game. And, of course, that's Jesus Luzardo on the mound. So, I don't get the benefit of the good pitching matchup or the good pitcher on the mound for the Phillies. Not saying that Jesus Luzardo stinks. It's just that at this point, you can't guarantee which version of Jesus Luzardo you're getting night in and night out at this point. It's either he's very good or he's very bad. There's no in between for Luzardo. None whatsoever. And then you go into the Yankees series. Taijuan Walker's the fucking first pitcher of that series against the Yankees in the Bronx. My God. That is sad and that is hilarious. So that's why the game on Wednesday, it's at 7 o'clock. It's on ESPN. So I'm assuming it's an ESPN exclusive game. I'm assuming, at least. I was wondering why it was like, why isn't it 6:45? Or why isn't it a business person special? No, it's ESPN, that's why. That's why. Looks like the Mets won. Yes, they did. And also the Braves are beating the Giants, which really does not matter at the end of the day because the Braves are just like completely out of it. They're 13? They're 13 games out. So yeah, the Braves are like of no concern right now. And most likely they will be sellers at the trade deadline. Like I know like Marcell Ozuna was talked about in trade rumors. I'm sure some of their pitchers, their expiring contracts are up for debate. So it definitely is interesting on that front. What else really is there from tonight? Nothing really, because it was just a standard Phillies game this year. The offense sucked. Zach Wheeler battled, and in a very shaky Zach Wheeler start, he still had 10+ strikeouts, 2 earned runs in 6 innings. And your bullpen did the job, so can't ask any more from there. Just your fucking offense, man. Keep telling us that this offense is fine, Dave. And, seriously, Dave Dombrowski and John Middleton, can't like seriously watch this lineup on a daily basis and think they're good enough. I really find that hard to believe. But still, this is also the front office that doesn't go all in at the deadline every year. I don't know. Like, so many people are saying, oh, the Phillies are going to make big moves this trade deadline. They're going to make big moves. They're going to make trades. You know, they're willing to trade prospects. They're willing to trade their top prospects. I'll wait. I'll believe it when I see it. I know Matt Gell put a piece out there about and there was a quote talking about Justin Crawford and saying why the Phillies obviously don't want to call up Justin Crawford yet. And yeah, it probably is to the fact that they want to keep him down in AAA to keep his numbers as high as they are, to where it keeps the trade value as high as it is, to where, because if he came up to Major League Baseball and he struggled, that probably would lower his value. So you keep him down in a place where he dominates, and it keeps the trade value high, so you could probably get a better package for that. I don't know. But I can only stand watching Max Kepler every so often. Well, every day at this point. I can only stand Rowan Rojas. I can only stand like the bottom half of this lineup for so much. I really can. That doesn't really throw Kemp under the bus. I mean, I can't really put any blame on Otto Kemp. Like, he's a rookie. Not really. I shouldn't be expecting this much of him. Realistically, no. I mean, he's holding his own. He has a 250. He has a 253 average, 327 on base. I mean, apparently his numbers in Citizens Bank Park have been very good, but really can't hold anything there, man. His team is just it's just a struggle to watch. It's not entertaining. It really isn't. I was paying attention to Monday Night Raw, and I paused that to watch everything when I go to bed. So I paused in the middle of the Karrion Kross Sami Zayn match, so I don't want any spoilers for the rest, because I know there's a lot more stuff going on tonight. With Stephanie Vaquer, Io Sky fighting tonight. Roman Reigns supposed to appear, so I don't want any more spoilers for that. Yeah, there really isn't much. Yeah, the highlight of Max Kepler's season was the home run off of Mason Miller. That was the highlight of his season, and that was basically it. The highlight. Ugh, man. Yeah, the bottom of the lineup is just a black hole. It really just is. So, we do have one caller here on the Anytime Hotline, so we might as well get to that. There's really not much else with this game, and it's really just repeating the same stuff over and over again with the lineup. The lineup's not good enough. The lineup's a black hole in the bottom of the lineup. They can only do so much. Bryce Harper still is looking very good. He's getting extra base hits after extra base hits after extra base hits. They still can't hit with runners in scoring position consistently. They still can't hit with power consistently. And then your starting pitching was good. You ended up winning the game. So that's the recipe for the Phillies right now. Until whatever they figure out what to do with the fucking trade deadline. I don't know. Let's get to Zach. He is the lone caller for today. Let's hear it.
Get it done by any means. I don't know that we'll ever see that again. I've never seen that at any level of baseball ever. Apparently, it was like 50 years ago when this happened. My dad was 3 years old the last time this happened, so that puts that into perspective. But, you know,
my dad was 8.
Thank God Jordan Hicks can't pitch for shit. This guy was all over the place. Like, don't even think about swinging. I actually wasn't able to watch much of this when I was out at Beer League, but put it on in the car at like the 8th inning, came home, still had something to watch. How about Max Lazar, man? What a job he did. 10 pitches with that extra inning runner. Tip your hat to him. And we got that news about David Robertson, which, you know, I'm happy about. I mean, his role isn't going to be huge. He's going to be set-up man, 7th inning man, but depth is important. And, of course, this game, typical Phillies offense. It's not just when Zach Wheeler pitches now, but when he pitches, he doesn't get much, man. Thank God he's as good as he is. Typical start. Maybe could have been a little better, but, you know, what more can you ask? And the bullpen was surprisingly good. So, yeah, got it done. Be on to the next. Nice to see Bryce. Might be starting to heat up now. A couple of doubles. Had the homer. And what a job by Mundo Sosa. Just a smart ball player. So, gotta love Sosa, man. I didn't even mean to say that ironically, but love Sosa. Gotta say it. So, go Phils. Peace.
I wonder what Bryce Harper has his numbers up to right now. I wonder if this is updated after today's game. It looks like it. It does look like it. So Harper right now 271 average on the year, 379 on base. He's getting his OPS back up there. It's at 877 right now. So his slugging right now is at 498. So yeah, that definitely does add up. Yeah, he's getting his OPS back up there very quickly. And just looking at it from the Bryce Harper perspective and just where his numbers are. So I'm looking right now on MLB.com just to what his recent stretch has been. So in the last 7 games, Bryce is batting 385 with a 467 on base and a 962 slug, which is well above an 1,000 OPS. In his last 15 games, he's batting 321 with a 424 on base and a 696 slug, way over an 1,000 OPS. And in his last 30 games, he's batting 315 with a 408 on base and a 595 slug, which is around just a hair above a 1,000 OPS. So Bryce has been good for the past 30 games. It's really, when he's healthy and all that stuff. So, yeah, if Bryce just keeps this up, you have the hot version of Bryce Harper. You have nuclear Bryce Harper, which is very important for this lineup. But the thing that I just fear with this lineup is that nuclear Bryce Harper isn't enough. It just doesn't feel like enough because not many people are getting on base for him. It's really just him and Schwarber that are doing majority of the damage. Trey Turner has really cooled off. Like, what has Trey Turner been in the last so many games? Because his numbers are definitely dipping. What has he been like in the last, 30 games? And he has not been the best. Trey Turner in his last 30 games, he's batting 258, 306 on base. In his last 15 games, he's batting 233 with a 324 on base. In his last 7 games, he's batting 167 with a 333 on base. So he's definitely struggling. Which is why the numbers are going down as much as they are. He is getting on base via the walk, most likely. He has 6 walks in his last 7 games, 8 walks, 9 walks. It's really just Bryce and Schwarber that are doing majority of the damage, all the damage, honestly. So, not enough for this team. Just isn't. Anything else from the game? We got Sosa talking after the game. I think Wheeler talked after the game. Actually, I do want to hear from Zach Wheeler. I do want to see what he's saying.
Win the game, but this guy take the cake.
Yeah.
How strange is this one?
Yeah, it's strange. People always say, and I've never seen that before on a baseball field. And there's just another one. I'm wondering how many more times you can say that. But, Sosa, he loves the big moment, and it's not what we probably pictured, but we got the job done, and we got the win.
What was key for you tonight? I know they were a pretty free-swinging team, and they battled you pretty hard. What was the key for you in terms of keeping them in check?
Yeah, it was a little rough for me. It's just a little out of sync. It felt great, but I was just a little out of sync. As I think I threw at one point 4 first pitch strikes, so that didn't help. But aggressive team, then you have to kind of get back in there, but not too much in the zone. So it wasn't as crisp as I'd like tonight, but we got out of there.
Though not as how you plan to win, obviously, but with the battling, especially now, this is the first part of the season, and every game's a big one or important one.
Yeah.
Just tell me this is a game like this one for you.
Yeah. I mean, every game's a big one. First game of the year to the last one. So, the wins they add up, and if you don't think every game's a big game, then at the end of the season you might be going home early. So, you got to win that game, got to win the series, and hopefully tomorrow, SEATGEEK can get us that win and win the series.
You had the first and second 3-1 count, nobody out, and you got the 5-3 double play. Was that the ball game for you, do you think?
What do you mean?
Just in terms of was that the big the key out in the game for you, didn't it?
Yeah. That was big for me. It was kind of a tough inning, and Kemp made that play, good play, coming to the bag and just throwing across his body to Harp over there. So, got me excited and helped me get out of that inning.
Okay, so I really didn't provide anything at all. That was just Zach. I just wanted to listen to Zach Wheeler. It's a funny thing with Trey Turner and with everything that's crazy about this year. He is in the 98th percentile of outs above average, which is crazy. You wouldn't believe that at all. He has a 10 outs above average in the 98th percentile of baseball, which is very good. No one would have expected that. And yeah, for the most part, his defense has been good this year. Good. I mean, according to all the other stuff, everything here, it says his defense has been elite this year, which I don't think it's been elite. There definitely have been some blunders, no doubt, because it's Trey Turner. And, of course, there's probably some box score things that don't go with the erroring ways, obviously. But it is shocking to see that he has a 10 outs above average on his defense. That's very shocking. I don't know why. That's just something. I think they brought it up in the broadcast or something like that, or it's something that just popped in my head. I don't know why. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I do want to see Bryce's savant, actually. I want to see Bryce's baseball savant just to see where everything is for him. Bryce Harper, where is everything for him? Everything's on the right for him, so it's good. It's very good. 94th percent, like realistically, Bryce keeps this up. He's gonna have a really good second half if he keeps this up. You just gotta hope the rest doesn't become an issue, which is the thing that I'm worried about. Which is what I'm worried about. But yeah, don't think there's much else to talk about here. I really don't. Honestly, I want to see Kyle Schwarber's how much red he has in his savant, because that'll be really funny to see. Yep, a bunch of 99%. He's in the 100th percentile of hard hit percentage. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. That is very funny. Very, very, very funny. I don't know why. I just wanted to see that. Yeah, nothing else on this game, because this game was just very, very Phillies-esque. Very Phillies-esque. It dragged on, even though it went by pretty quickly. So, we'll see where they're at tomorrow. Christopher Sanchez on the bump. We'll see. We'll see. Got some people here. Actually, Julian, Trey Turner has no home runs at home this year, which is very weird. Very weird. All of his home runs are on the road. If the Phillies lost like 6-5 games or whatever, just something that the offense was not this boring, I wouldn't care as much. Yeah. Yeah, Julian, I know you don't like Trey Turner. I am one of the very few Trey Turner defenders, but I can't really praise him when he's batting the way that he's batting the last so many weeks. He definitely has been struggling. But I still think he's far from the issue of this team right now, which is saying a lot. That's just how bad your bottom of the lineup is. It really just is. Yeah, really just is. What else? But Tyler, I have not had good luck in the last so many times that I've went to games. The last game I went to was 4th of July against the Reds when Luzardo got fucking rocked. Then the game before that was when Mick Abel got rocked against the Mets. What other games did I go to? Was I at a game before that Mets game? I think I was. Was I? Was I at a game before that Mets game? Or was it like the Mets game, then that game, and then the Reds game? I think it was something before the Mets game. When did they play the Cubs? At home. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was before. Okay, yes, it was. It was before the Cubs game that I went to was once again Jesus. I'm going to so many Jesus Luzardo starts. It's crazy. I went to that series finale against the Cubs when Luzardo actually pitched very good. They won that game 7-2. Then I went to the Mets game where fucking Mick Abel imploded, and they just allowed so many home runs to the Mets. That was Mick Abel. Then I went to the 4th of July game where Luzardo got rocked. And now I'm going Wednesday with Luzardo, which I don't know what I'm going to get from him. So, yeah. That'll be something. That'll be something. When are the other? Because I know they play. I don't think they play at home a lot at all. I think this is their last home series in July. Actually, yeah, it is. Because after this series against Boston, they're against the Yankees and the White Sox. Then trade deadline, then it's August. So yeah, honest to God, it doesn't even feel like it's the end of July. It really does not. That's how fast time's going. That's how quick this season's going. That is crazy to also think of. But yeah, that's where we're at. It's weird. But more I drag on, gotta end this. So, appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. And also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Don't pass it up. So, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Christopher Sanchez on the bump. He'll be in a good position there. Just hopefully the offense actually makes it entertaining, which I highly doubt it will. We'll see. So, thanks guys for tuning in. I'll see you next.